plenty more than Miami. It's more than the new New York, although that show is really cheap. This show is cheap too. Nobody was paid a big salary. Jax got more, obviously. Brittany got a little more. Dodie. So, I mean, yeah, 780. This shit's coming back. This is considered a success. So it's doing better than most housewives. So I'm just trying to keep an open mind. Slip into the comments. You guys are so mixed on this. A lot of you fucking hate it, and I get it. I get it. It's less about the kids. I think after the first season, they're going to really try to minimize the kids. I mean, if you think about it, other than the joint scenes of being home, it's not really about the kids. Um, it's about everything else, right? So let's give it a chance. What do you guys think about the fact that Housewives is being stretched out? Because it really is. This April Fool's bullshit that happened this week, I'm so sick of this shit. And I fell for it. I mean, someone was like, and you guys fell for it more because someone sends me at the end of the day, oh my God, Kim Fields and Claudia Jordan are coming back to RHOA. And I'm like, I don't even need to like blink an eye. This is April Fool's. And this, whoever slipped into my DMs, they were like, oh my God, thank you. I'm like, okay, of course. But earlier in the day, when I read that Lisa Vanderpump was returning in a friend role because of her friendship with Garcelle. And she's been so she runs into Sutton and it's always been positive. And I'm like, I really fell for it. I really was like, oh my God, here I am, because I'm wrong at times. Here I am saying that nobody from the past is being asked to come back to Vanderpump Rules, except for Kathy Hilton next season. And look, we might see Kim. I think if Kathy's on there, and I think Kathy will be a friend, I think then we'll see Kim. But no one else. Everyone's like Denise Richards is not going to be asked for next season, and Camille's not going to be asked. It's just not the direction the show's going. That's my prediction. And I'm like, I stand by that prediction. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking loser. I couldn't be more wrong. Vanderpump is coming back as a friend of. And then like an hour later, I'm like, oh my God, April Fools. And someone else then later in the day was like, oh my God, Lisa's coming back. I'm like, no, it's April Fools. But no judgment, because I fucking fell for it too. But Lisa, now we have Vanderpump Villa. So I mean, come on. You want to hear a story because you love Patreon, you love these behind the scenes things? I don't know, you guys. This is a story. Somebody was pitched to my team. We can pitch people all day. Somebody was pitched from Vanderpump Villa, and it was not Lisa. And I just was like, I don't know. Do we want to interview this person? I said, you know what works, because we're in the fifth year here. You know what works? What works is if we have two or three people from a current show, like two or three people, and then we like kind of do that. So like if I had three of the newbies from Vanderpump Villa and I talked to them, that would be like a fun conversation, right? There'd be three of them. There'd be a hot guy, a hot girl, someone else. But just being pitched one person when we don't know the person, I can't interview them like just in the hopes that like one day they'll be the Stassi Schroeder and this interview will be. And it's no offense to the person. It's like, are you guys more excited about hearing just David or me interviewing a new cast member from Vanderpump Villa? I'm just thinking it's the first one, but that's said with no ego either. The numbers don't lie. So I was pitched someone and I turned them down. Are we gonna watch Vanderpump Villa? God, Lisa, she's a producer on The Valley. She's a producer on this. Do we need this new show? Lisa says she swears it is not the same as Vanderpump Rules. She says none of them have a history, which isn't true. Then she says, okay, well, they kind of have a history. Some of them like used to be exes and everything. She also says that it's different because they all live together. So that is different than Vanderpump Rules. Sure. Um, and she says that there are guests that show up. So this is kind of like Vanderpump Rules meets Below Deck. Oh, speaking of Below Deck, did you all see Ms. Zarin? My girl, Jill Zarin. on Below Deck. I knew Jill was on Below Deck way when she filmed it. She's like, don't fucking tell anyone. I'm like, I won't, blah, blah, blah. That's neither here nor there. Here we are. She comes on, and now she's getting slammed as one of the most difficult guests ever. I don't know, Jill. Are you playing this up? Did you play it up for the cameras? We all know about Jill's Diet Coke obsession. She wants By the way, Jill, I'm going to fight you on this. I love Diet Coke. I like Diet Pepsi better. Controversial, unpopular opinion. Um, I had to put a lime in my Diet Pepsi. But there you go. So she's like getting slammed as a high end charter guest, and she's disgusted that there's no toothbrush and toiletries in the bathroom. So if you don't watch Below Deck, watch this episode. I imagine this was a highly rated episode, but my girl, my neighbor in Sag Harbor over there is getting slammed. Oh, Jill, Jill, Jill. Um, I still love you, Jill. I love my Jill. So there you go. But that's what Lisa. So it's kind of like Vanderpump Rules meets Below Deck. Are we gonna watch Vanderpump Villa? Slip into the comments. I don't know. Guys, do I have to watch this? I'm sorry. I don't know. Do we watch? This will be the breakout hit. I'm gonna pass on this. Lisa Vanderpump said that oh, there's Kyle stuff too. Kyle was asked recently if she heard from Lisa ever about the whole Mauricio thing. She said no, not really a shock. And by the way, Lisa coming back to Beverly Hills. Oh my God. That article, which was April Fool's, was so interesting. It said that her and Kyle will always be fine. This is when I should have known it was and blah, 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 and this and that. But she's really worried about Dorit. Could you imagine a season of I mean, should we just start doing fan fiction here on Patreon? Could you imagine a season of like Vanderpump coming back and being like, okay, Kyle, we have our issues, but like whatever. And both of them just fucking being against Dorit. I mean, Dorit would not be able to Dorit cannot take on LVP and Kyle. She would crumble in the corner. Maybe not. I mean, it would be the best thing that ever happened to Doreen in her reality TV history, but let's see. Let's see about that. Um, yeah, so LVP, she's not coming back. She hasn't reached out to Kyle. Kyle said that her and Mo are taking a break from therapy. You want to know what's really strange? Every day I find there's someone new that lives in my building here in LA. So I found out that Rome Flynn, anyone watch How to Get Away with Murder or Station 19? He's from Shondaland. He lives in my building. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Somebody from sit down, everyone. Somebody from Buying Beverly Hills lives in my building who I was told they're like, this guy. He actually lives on my fucking floor, literally on my goddamn floor. Can you imagine this? I think his name is Kevin. He dated someone last year and then they broke up, but he's on this season as well. I'm trying to find his name, but he's on Buying Beverly Hills, and I was talking to him the other day in the workspace where I work, and he was like going on and on and on about how much he loves Mauricio. This is all off the record, he just loves Mauricio, and like when Mauricio walks into a room, he lights it up, and they just had their agency summit where everyone from the agency